Governments hold immense power, but what happens when they use it to conceal the truth? From staging fake terrorist attacks to experimenting on unsuspecting citizens, history is filled with cover-ups so strange they seem like fiction. Yet, declassified documents and whistleblower accounts prove their reality. This countdown, from number 10 to the most shocking at number 1, explores the strangest government conspiracies, blending historical facts with lingering mysteries. Each case hooks you with its audacity, revealing the lengths authorities go to hide their actions. As of 2025, these stories continue to fuel distrust and fascination. Prepare for a wild journey through the shadows of secrecy. 10. The Great Emu War, Australia's feathered fiasco. Picture a battlefield where soldiers with machine guns face off against emus. In 1932, Australia launched the Great Emu War to curb the destruction caused by 20,000 emus ravaging crops in Western Australia. The military deployed Major GPW Meredith in a small unit, expecting a quick victory. Instead, the emus outran bullets, dodged ambushes, and scattered, leaving soldiers humiliated. The government buried the operation's scale, framing it as a minor pest control effort rather than a full-blown military failure. Declassified reports later revealed the absurdity. Thousands spent, minimal emus killed, and national pride dented. The cover-up's motive? Saving face. Australia didn't want the world mocking its defeat by flightless birds. Today, the Emu War is a quirky legend, showing how governments hide even their most ridiculous missteps. 9. The Nera Testimony, a lie to launch a war. In October 1990, a 15-year-old Kuwaiti girl named Nera tearfully told the U.S. Congressional Human Rights Caucus that Iraqi soldiers were ripping babies from incubators in Kuwaiti hospitals. Her testimony, broadcast widely, inflamed public support for the Gulf War. The twist? It was a lie. Nera was the daughter of Kuwait's ambassador, coached by the PR firm Hill and Knowlton, hired by the Kuwaiti government. The U.S. knew the story was exaggerated, but used it to justify military action. Declassified documents in the 1990s exposed the deception, with Amnesty International retracting its initial support. The cover-up's audacity lies in its emotional manipulation, using a fabricated story to rally a nation for war, costing countless lives. Its legacy endures as a case study in propaganda. 8. The Tuskegee Syphilis Experiment, betrayal of trust. Imagine being promised free healthcare, only to be left to die for science. From 1932 to 1972, the U.S. Public Health Service conducted the Tuskegee Syphilis Study on 400 black men in Alabama, observing the disease's progression without informing them of their diagnosis. Even after penicillin became a standard cure in the 1940s, treatment was withheld. Participants were misled with promises of special care, while they suffered blindness, insanity, and death. The government concealed the study's true nature until a 1972 whistleblower leak forced its end. A $10 million settlement and lifelong benefits for survivors followed, but the damage was done. This cover-up's horror, treating humans as lab subjects, sparked distrust in medical institutions, especially among black communities, that persists in 2025. 7. Operation Chaos, spying on Americans. The 1960s saw America roiled by protests and civil rights struggles. The CIA's response? Operation Chaos, a secret program launched in 1967 to monitor over 10,000 Americans, including Martin Luther King Jr. and anti-war activists. Violating its domestic spying ban, the CIA used wiretaps, infiltrators, and mail tampering to disrupt movements. The program was buried until the 1975 Church Committee exposed it, revealing a web of illegal surveillance. The bizarre twist? The government targeted citizens for their beliefs, treating dissent as a national threat. Declassified files show the CIA's paranoia, with agents infiltrating student groups and Black Panther cells. Chaos's legacy fuels modern debates about surveillance and government overreach. 6. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, fabricating a war. On August 4, 1964, the U.S. claimed North Vietnamese boats attacked its destroyers in the Gulf of Tonkin, prompting Congress to authorize the Vietnam War. The truth? The second attack was a fabrication. NSA historian Robert J. Hanyok's 2001 report, declassified in 2005, showed manipulated intelligence to fit a war-hungry narrative. President Johnson and military leaders knew the evidence was shaky, but hid it to escalate conflict. The result? Millions dead and a nation divided. The cover-up's boldness, faking an attack to justify war, makes it a chilling example of government deceit. Its exposure reshaped public trust, with historians calling it a blueprint for war propaganda. 5. Operation Paperclip. Nazis and NASA. After World War II, the U.S. faced a choice: prosecute Nazi scientists or exploit their expertise. Operation Paperclip chose the latter, recruiting over 1,600 Germans, including Werner von Braun, who designed Hitler's V-2 rockets. These scientists, many with documented Nazi ties, were given new identities and key roles in NASA and military programs. The public was kept in the dark about their past until declassified files surfaced in the 1980s. The cover-up's strange moral compromise, sheltering war criminals for technological gain, helped America reach the moon, but stained its ethical record. In 2025, discussions in historical forums highlight Paperclip as a symbol of pragmatic but troubling secrecy. 4. Cointelpro. Sabotaging civil rights. The FBI's Cointelpro, 1956-1971, was a clandestine war against activism, targeting the Black Panthers, Martin Luther King Jr., and anti-war groups. It used forged letters, blackmail, and infiltrators to sow chaos. The FBI even mailed King a letter urging suicide, paired with fabricated evidence of infidelity. Buried for years, the program's exposure in 1971 via stolen FBI documents shocked the nation. Its scale, disrupting lawful movements under the guise of security, was staggering. The cover-up's bizarre paranoia saw the government treat equality advocates as enemies. Declassified files reveal a ruthless campaign, with 2025 true crime podcasts revisiting Cointelpro's chilling tactics and their impact on civil rights. 3. Project MKUltra. Mind control madness. What if the government tried to reprogram your brain? From the 1950s to 1970s, the CIA's MKUltra program tested LSD, hypnosis, and electroshock on unsuspecting Americans and Canadians to develop mind control and truth serums. Subjects, including prisoners and mental patients, endured psychological torture in secret facilities. The CIA shredded most records, but the 1975 Church Committee uncovered 20,000 documents detailing the madness. MKUltra's bizarre legacy, government scientists playing Dr. Frankenstein, lives on in conspiracy theories, with some linking it to modern psychological operations. Its exposure forced reforms, but the idea of state-sanctioned mind experiments remains unsettling. 2. Operation Northwoods. Plotting fake terror. In 1962, the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff proposed Operation Northwoods: stage terrorist attacks, hijack planes, bomb ships, and kill civilians, then blame Cuba to justify invasion. The plan, rejected by President Kennedy, included detailed scripts for fake bombings in Miami. Hidden until declassified in 1997, Northwoods revealed a government willing to murder its own people for geopolitical gain. The cover-up's audacity, planning false flag terrorism, makes it one of history's most shocking conspiracies. Recent analyses, including a 2024 documentary, argue it foreshadows modern government mistrust, with scholars calling it a blueprint for deception. 1. Roswell and Project Mogul. UFOs or spy balloons. In July 1947, Roswell, New Mexico, became synonymous with aliens when the military reported recovering a flying disc, only to retract it as a weather balloon. Declassified in 1994, the truth was Project Mogul, top-secret balloons monitoring Soviet nuclear tests. Their strange materials, foil and balsa, fueled UFO rumors, which the government allowed to spread rather than admit espionage. Roswell tops this list for birthing a cultural phenomenon, blending secrecy with extraterrestrial myth. In 2025, new documentaries revisit Roswell, debating whether Mogul fully explains the incident or if deeper secrets remain. The lasting impact. These cover-ups, from Emu Wars to fake terror plots, expose a pattern. Governments hide truths to protect power, pride, or agendas. Declassified files, like those for MKUltra and Northwoods, reveal the lengths authorities go to manipulate narratives. While Roswell's UFO lore leans absurd, Tuskegee's human toll and Northwoods' planned violence show real harm. Together they urge vigilance, reminding us that truth often lies buried beneath layers of secrecy, waiting for the curious to dig it up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.